Oh, wait, where's the sound for the game? Oh, wait, hold on. My bad. Welcome, everyone, to another show hosted by yours truly, the greatest ringmaster ever graced the square screen. Wow, this game is loud as hell. I was looking for the settings, but I found a note. When we are developing the game, we have learned from a number of excellent series, including Ace Attorney. They spelled Ace Attorney wrong, by the way. Diamond and the Sound of a Gunshot. Is that a real game? Danganronpa Kirigiri, the Villa Lilac Keys. Hold on, I want to look up these games. Let me move this over here. How do I... Oh, stop it. How do I minimize? Not minimize, but you know, like change the size. There we go. Drag this over here. Okay, so diamond and sounds. What? Where'd my type go? And the sound of. Okay, so I don't think that's a game that I can look up on Steam. I did do my workouts. It's not my fault you redeemed them when the loading screen was going on. And no, I don't have a reason to lie, because in actuality, I enjoy doing my workouts. And also, Libby's a liar! Libby's a liar. I never said that he was my bitch. I said that he was gonna be a bitch for the rest of his life, yes. That. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, y'all are doing too much now. Y'all are doing too much. I want her shots. 4, 5 again. Now let's squat. Nah, you offered to become my bitch. Yeah, there was no. I didn't specifically claim you as such. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whew, almost fell over. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, my knees. Probably why my knees are messed up now. Quit giving you a notification that has nothing to do with me. No, sir. For starters, let's do something about this sound. Oh.
How many times have you returned to this point?
Ow, that's loud.
I have not counted. 3 years. You're here almost every single night. And as time goes by...
Hold
on. Your memory is beginning to fade. Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how deep the truth is hidden within the shadows, I will find it.
murders on the Yangtze River. Now,
And I guess you
uh,
have no time to lose. The key to the case is that book.
here, hold on. We're gonna turn this all the way down. Like it's crazy. Why is it so loud still? It shouldn't be this loud. Why is it this loud? What is going on? I don't know, bro. I don't know. We're just gonna have to survive. My eardrums are gonna be fucked anyway, regardless. Oh wait, hold on. Yeah, let's get this. No. This is a game that was inspired by Ace Attorney. A lot of inspired games going around lately. Which reminds me, I saw a screenshot that Project Eden's Gardens Chapter 1 is going to be released on 8 p.m. this Friday. So, expect a relatively later stream. Maybe I'll stream something before then, and then we'll like end stream, and then we'll go on to that. But Friday is going to be a very, very special day. Waited Israel patiently. That's weird. Oh. Hold on. Thought the language was in English. Oh, I guess the audio isn't. But they were speaking English in the bro, come on. Uh-oh. I expected misfortune. Chapter 1. You won't open these doors. We're breaking in. How could this possibly be? Master Law! 30 minutes later. Was the murderer sleeping like a baby at the scene of the crime? My head is spinning. I can't seem to clear my mind. The murderer? Could he be talking about me? Oh, there we go. Stay still, quit moving, you murderer! No, that was not me. I'm just a detective. I came here to... I know you're lying. How dare you kill Master Lo? Calm down, Officer Ma. Allow him to finish. We need to verify his true identity. I am Shen Chungping, a traveling detective. My assistant Afu and I arrived in this town last night to obtain clues on an old case. Our steamship broke down midway, and we struggled until late to reach shore. Can't believe we got here so late. It's because somebody fried the ship's generator. That's the shipmaster's fault. I warned him. Shouldn't be allowed to go near a generator. Huh? Same. Kind of makes you think, doesn't it? Excuse me, miss. Are you alright? she run away?
或许有难言之隐。
Perhaps it is a delicate matter.
那
Well,
我
let's
们
continue
去
on
哪
our
儿
way
吧
then.
话说回来，
Maybe we should
你
go
要
see what
拜
she
访的
was.
这位作家，真的跟那周
Did he
霞
really
有
relate
关
to the open case?
我有预感，
I think it could lead to the breakthrough
他
we
会
need.
成为
I wonder if we'll see her at the end of the path here. Probably not. But it would have been cool to see. And unfortunately, I don't think that there's any running. I think we're stuck like this. Probably because it's one of those intro scenes.
往院子里
This
走，
must be the novelist's
就到目的
place.
地了。咱们一块儿见。
I'll see you later.
啊？
What? You
你
don't
有
want me
意
to
思
come?
吗？
你得找零件
You need to
修
go
好。
find parts to repair the generator.
好吧，好吧，早点
Alright,
回
right,
来
come back
我
soon.
就找零件
I'm
了
off then. Oh, so it's a default run, but you shift to knock. Alright, shift to walk.
谁呀？
Who goes there? It's late.
在下沈正平，
I'm Shen Junping. I have an appointment with Mr. Lowe to meet today.
途中遭遇
My
风暴
journey was delayed by a storm en route.
不敢失了
I
先
did
生
not
的
wish to
约
miss our appointment,
才冒昧
so I
深夜
took the
前来。
liberty of arriving at such late hours.
沈仲平，
Shen Junping?
我
Have
们
we
什么
met
时候见
before?
过吗？
我们素未谋
We
面。
have never met in person.
一直都是
We have always
书信往来。
communicated through letters.
哦，
Oh, I see.
想起来
One
了。
moment.
请稍等啊。沈先生，
Hi, Mr. Shen.
麻烦沈先生稍等一下，
Please wait a moment, Mr. Shen.
我得把手头的故
I
事
must
写
finish
完，
writing the story on
把我的
hand.
思路
I do not wish to break my train of thought.
没关系，
No need to worry.
我在一
I
旁
shall
静
bide
候
my
你去。
time and wait for yours.
晚上天凉，
It's cold in the evening.
想麻
Could I
烦
trouble
先
you to
生帮我
close the
关
door
门
and hang the latch for
挂
me?
上门栓。
Oh, I get it. This creates a locker room mystery because he's gonna die while we're in the room. Western style mirror. It seems out of place compared with the other furniture in this room. That's the only thing we can interact with. A wardrobe slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the handles. There are piles of old books and there are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust, which means that he has not read them in quite a while. Wait, there was something. I thought there was something else.
门已关上。
The door has been closed.
先生可以
Please
放
be at
心。
ease.
我这次前来
I，came here today on account of an
其实是
important
钥匙。
matter.
先生可曾
Have
听
you
说
ever
过
heard of the peculiar
3年前
case that
发生
happened
在
in
英国
London 3 years ago?
案子的事情，
Let's take
我
our
们
time
慢
to
聊
talk about this case.
沈先生周
You
身
must be
劳顿，
tired from
应
traveling
该还没
far.
有吃东西吧
I'm？sure you haven't had anything to eat yet.
这里有些
There are some local rice cakes on the chest beside me. Please,
就
I
在我
insist,
旁边
have
的
a
箱子
taste.
上。
那就恭敬不如从
And it
命
would be
了。
rude of me to decline.
盘子里摆着几块晶莹
There are a
剔
few
透的
pieces
糕
of translucent pastries on the plate.
确实有些饿了。
I am quite hungry. Perhaps just one piece.
不对，
No, wait. These rice cakes.
事情就是这样。
Not the
我吃
sweets.
下那块炒糕后就晕了过去。
That is what
直到
happened.
大人们
After I
出
ate the
现。
cake, I lost consciousness until you all arrived. Yeah, it'd always be the sweets. They always gotta poison the
你
sweets.
说
So you're saying that you
你是
fainted
被人
inside
下
this room
药
because
了
someone had
才
drugged you?
晕倒在房间中的吗？
的确如此。
That is correct.
小便，
I told you not to weasel.
即便
Even
被
if
人
you were
下药，
drugged, the
凶
only
手也只可
possible
能是
murderer
你。
is you.
本部手握铁证
I've，got ironclad proof.
是绝
There's
境
no
不
way
可
I'm
能造的。
wrong. Yeah, that's how it starts anyway.
不知能否请马捕头
Officer
详细
Ma,
说一
would
说？
it be possible
你
to
手
allow
中
you
的
to
铁证
elaborate
是
on
什
what the
么？
ironclad proof is?
大胆！
How dare
竟
you
敢
trying to
挑衅本
provoke
部！
me?
理越辩越明。
Truth fears no questions.
知县大
Surely
人
the
一定
judge
想听
also
听
wants
你
to
的
see
分
your
析，
proof to
才
avoid
能避免弄
misjudgment.
罗佩是本地名人，
Okay, it's
本
a
官
local
定
celebrity.
要
I
给
must
乡
account for
民
this
一个
properly to
交
townspeople.
代。马捕头就
Tell us
说
what
说
you know
吧，
then, Officer
本人
Ma,
抓的我也
just so I
安
could be at
心
peace
点
with this arrest.
好，
Fine, just so
让
you
我
know how you
清楚
got
自己
caught.
是如何被抓的。
Deduction. Reasons for suspecting Shen
紧张之前，
Chongbin.
原因很简单，
Zhang Che.
直
Ah,
到我们发现尸体之前，
hold on.
这个房间都处于密闭的状态。
Got a weird taste in my mouth all of a sudden. Judge Cheng, it's simple. Up until we found the corpse, this room was completely sealed off.
密闭状态，
Sealed off?
屋内唯一的
The
窗户
window
叫
frame
木
prevents
格
anyone from
人是不
entering
可
or
能进
leaving
出的
through it.
屋门又是
The
从
door
内
was
侧插上了
bolted
门
from the
栓
inside.
若非本
If
本
I
一
hadn't
脚
broken
踹
the
断门
latch with
栓
my kick,
我们都
we
进
wouldn't
不
even
了
have
屋
been able to get in. That must have been a powerful kick. He has that dynamic entry, locked and loaded, ready to go.
这意味着
Which means that the murderer could only be somebody who was already in the room.
也就是你，
And that somebody is you.
怎么会
How
这
could
样？
this be?
房间是密
The
闭，
room was sealed off,
还是
and I
你
was
自
the
己
one
关
who
上
hung
门
the
栓
door latch. Ain't the
李
truth
仪
as clear as
是
day
不是
now?
越辩越明了。
You could hear the inspiration from Ace Attorney music there.
还不认罪？
Won't you just confess already?
马捕头刚刚的分析
Officer
还
Ma's
是很
deduction
清
seems
楚
quite
的
precise. I believe there has been no misjudgment.
应该不会弄错了。沈先生，
Mr. Shen, unless you are able to provide conclusive evidence to prove your innocence,
否则
I'll have no choice but to give orders to take you into custody.
我的双手都被
Both of my hands are tied. How am I supposed to find evidence in such a short time?
沈正平，
Calm down, Shen
你要冷
Chuping.
静下来，
This problem can be solved
通
through
过观察
observation and
来解
reasoning.
决问题。一切行为都
All
会在现
actions
场
are
留下
bound to
痕
leave a
迹
trace on the scene.
我很清楚被
I'm
害人不是我
absolutely sure that I did not murder the
有人
victim.
设了局来陷
Someone is trying to frame me.
因此
So I will be able to find a contradiction within the traces left behind at the
一定要
scene.
找到所谓的。在回答之前的
Before
问
I
题前
answer Judge Cheng's questions, I need to carefully observe the scene first. A short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon, found within my grasp and now seen as evidence against me. The victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest, clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see any other details of the corpse. The blood on my sleeve most likely probably belongs to the deceased. It seems like there's also blood on my back as well. Quit moving, you punk! What are you trying at? Officer Ma, could I trouble you to help me take off my coat? What? How dare you order me around? I would like to take a look at the back to see if it is also stained with blood. Indeed, Mr. Shen, there are bloodstains on your back. That's gotta be Master Lo's blood. Left sleeve is stained with blood, and there are blood splatters across the back. Oh, wait. Several long, continuous blood splatters on the floor. They cast off patterned bloodstains. There's an evident gap within the 3 longest bloodstains. How could this be? A gap in bloodstains is most likely caused by... I'd have to say something being removed, because if someone was wiping the blood away, then I doubt that the blood would have remained. Let's likely because something's the appearance of a gap shows that something that was once there has been moved.
找到能自证清白的证据了吗？
Have you found evidence that can prove your innocence? Cast off pattern bloodstains are created when blood is released or thrown from a blood-bearing object in motion onto a surface. Linear or arc-shaped in general, they are often distributed on surfaces situated in higher locations, such as the upper end of the wall and ceilings. At times, the same cast-off pattern bloodstain will span across two surfaces, i.e. the ceiling and the wall and the floor, etc. I think that really more or less just depends on the wound, though, and the type of weapon used. Because there are times where you could see blood splatter on the floor, the walls, and the ceiling, as seen in various other media.
这件证据就能证明我的清白。
This piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence. Here's proof!
请问马捕头，一个
Evidence
背
is
对
the
死
key
者
to
的人
everything, successfully
能够用刀
presenting
杀人吗？
evidence. Officer Ma, is a person able to kill someone with a dagger while having his back towards them?
自然不能。
Of course not.
那么，
If so,
这件血衣，
this bloodstained
便能
coat
证
will be
明我
able to
的
prove
清
my
白。
innocence.
难道这血衣不是你
So
的？
this coat ain't yours?
是我的，
It is mine. I am wearing it.
真是胡闹！
What kind of nonsense is
你
this?
手上持
With
刀，
dagger and
衣服
blood,
沾血，
you're still
还
saying you
敢
ain't
说自己无
guilty?
罪？
沈先
Mr.
生，
Shen, how does this
这件
bloodstained
血
coat prove that
衣
you are innocent?
如何能证明你？
请看衣服
Take
上
a look
碎
at
片
where
位
the
置
bloodstains are.
出现在背
They
后，
appeared on the back
而不
and
是
not
胸
across
前。
the chest.
这又能说
So
明
what does
什
that
么？
imply?
说明死者
It
的血
implies
迹
that
不
I
是
have my back towards the victim when his blood was spilled.
我既然背对死者，
My back is facing the
自然
victim.
无法
I
刺
am
到对方的
unable to
身
raise
体。
a dagger to stab his chest.
你
You
定
must
是在
have
杀
turned
人
your
的时候
clothes inside
把
out
衣
when you
服反
committed
过来
the
穿
murder.
这种规
Such
范
trickery is
本不见
nothing new
多
to me.
马捕头，
Officer Ma, please look here.
地上有两道走
The
向
floor
人
has
质的
multiple
刀
cast
闪
off
痕迹
pattern bloodstains, including one with a noticeable
有一个
gap.
明显的断层，断层的出
It
现
shows that there was once
说明在
something
那里
there that had
原
been
本有
moved
一个遮
later
挡
on.
难道有人
Did
破坏
someone
了
mess
现
with the
场？
crime scene?
那个遮挡物
That's something that's probably
应该
me.
就我没猜错的话，
If I'm right, the bloodstain on my back should be able to match the
应该
pattern,
能与地上的血迹
the
拼合
bloodstain on the floor.
这便能证明
This will prove that I was unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime. Ooh,
而倒在地上的我
I would not have been capable of stabbing him to create such bloodstain as I laid on the floor.
嗯，有
There's some
一
truth to
定
that.
道理。
因此，
Therefore, the truth of the matter is,
凶手杀死
after the murderer killed Lo Pei, he planted the dagger in my hands to free me for his crime.
嗯，即便全
Even
身
while you are
被
completely
绑
tied up,
也
you are
能
still
冷
able to
静地
calmly
分
analyze the
析
crime scene.
还原现场情况。沈先
Mr.
生
Shen, that's
令我
impressive.
刮目相看。看来
It seems that
果然
you
是
really
个
are a
侦探
detective.
大人过奖了
You，flatter me,
我的嫌疑终于洗清了吗？
Judge Chang. So my suspicion has finally been cleared. The Chinese word for detective appeared in the Song Dynasty, 960 to 1279, at the latest. Originally used as a verb meaning to inspect and inquire, the word was later developed to also be used as a noun. For example, the arms mentioned in the memorandum for the reappraisal of matters in G-Town, written during the Ming Dynasty, included detective, which is equivalent to scout in modern times. By the end of the Qing Dynasty and the beginning of the Republic of China, with the emergence of large quantities of detective fiction, such as Detective World and the stories of Sherlock Holmes, the term detective had evolved to refer specifically to investigators working on a case. As the only two people in this room, if you ain't the murderer, you say he killed himself?
若想知道真相，我需要全面的调查一
If I
下
want to
现场。
find out the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene.
但我手脚被绑，
However, with my hands and feet tied, it is impossible for me to investigate.
马捕头，
Officer Mao, how about we untie him?
大人，
Lord, what if he...
大人放心，
Rest assured, Judge Shang, I will not leave this place until we get to the bottom of this case. If you try any funny business under my nose, you'll pay
本
for
子
it.
绝不轻饶。
I'm finally allowed to move around in this room. I need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. Throughout the investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. Lope and I were alone in the locked room. I didn't kill anyone. If so, then Lope committing suicide would be the only possibility. However, he could not have framed me for his death after committing suicide. Perhaps I'll be able to find some answers from Lope's corpse. This is Lope's corpse. Should I commence an autopsy now? Always begin with the autopsy, ladies and gentlemen. When you are solving a crime of murder, to be more precise, the autopsy report is key to figuring out what happened. His chest is stained with blood. Among the 3 evident stab wounds, 2 were fatal. The wound is small and deep. The shape of the wound is consistent with the blood-stained dagger. The locations of the 3 stab wounds are irregular, and in different directions as well. 3 fatal stab wounds. Oh. Do I not press anything here? Why did it zoom in on his crotch? The disease is in his undergarments and his coat is gone. I have searched the entire room for it, but it's nowhere to be found. This room is a locked room. How could the coat disappear in the thin air? There are no abnormalities on the limbs of the deceased. No hesitation wounds or defense wounds are present on any part of his body. That is quite peculiar. Defense wounds refer to the injuries inflicted upon the victim when resisting an attack from the assailant. There are generally 2 types of defense wounds: incisive wounds on the palms and finger joints, penetrating wounds on the palms and arms. Defense wounds don't appear in every homicide case. However, the presence of a defense wound, especially multiple defense wounds, must be key evidence of murder. Oh, I can't turn the page like it says. His mustache is crooked. Upon further inspection, there is glue on the underside. The mustache shape looks Western, not Han Chinese. Apparently, the deceased is wearing a fake mustache. Is that everything that we can get from this body? Doesn't look like there's anything else. How do I... Oh, collar. There's white powder in the collar of the deceased. I didn't even notice this, actually. Seems like somebody made something made from glutinous rice. These are crumbs from the rice cake. Seems that Lope had eaten the rice cake before he died. So he was probably drugged and then killed. He couldn't defend himself because he was rendered unconscious, so he ended up just dying in his unconscious state. Can we turn him over? So... I'm not exactly sure what we're supposed to do here now. It looks like there's a tear there, but that could just be part of the outfit. Oh, his hair. A faint fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent isn't from flowers, incense, or cologne. It seems to resemble a scent similar to camphor wood. There we go. Oh, thanks for the hydrate redeem.
GG. doesn't get good.
Oh, that reminds me. I don't know how many of you guys are in the Discord, but I put a suggestion in the Discord earlier for new sound alerts because I found out that the application that I'm using to put sound alerts in the chat, like as a redeem, I could put up to 50 if I upgrade. And I think that you guys should really, put your suggestions in the chat or in the Discord, wherever you feel comfortable with. Let me know what sounds. I'm making a list so that I can figure out so that I can figure out what to put in there. So definitely let me know. And if you haven't already, please join the Discord. If you scroll up, there should be a link there. Uh, if not, there will be one very soon, I think, because the last one was wow. There's no time for this. It was a while ago. Let's put it that way. So there should be another one coming up soon. Death by stabbing, no defense wounds, wear a fake mustache, only dressed in undergarments, hair smelled of.
You don't give a shit how freaky you come off, and that's fucking beautiful.
Hell yeah. There were several pieces of rice cakes on the plate, but now they are all gone. His desk is placed in front of the window. When I met him last night, he was bent over his desk, writing the entire time. Let me take a look at what he has on his desk. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Quit moving around. I need to examine the desk and see if there are any clues. Who knows if there are any unpublished manuscripts sitting on the desk? You can't just go snooping around and touching stuff. Officer Ma, I understand your concerns, but I merely wish to investigate. I'll be careful. You better be. I'll be keeping a close eye on you from right here. There's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a paperweight placed on them. Next to the papers are 2 new pens, 3 candles, and a box of matches. There's also a small box. It is an ink cartridge made of tin, holding a half-used ink block. Oh wait, it's just the same thing. No, no! Damn it. All right, so I'll hold this up here then. A simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on one side. There is a layer of residual ink on the inkstone that is starting to harden into a gel state. A common white glazed candlestick. There is still half a stick of unburned candle on top. That means that someone blew that out. A rack with 4 calligraphy brushes hanging on it. A piece of oil paper underneath the rack. The ink on one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out yet. Here is a book titled Tales of the Moon Colony. There are several magazines underneath it, all of which are illustrated fiction. A stack of newspapers, various issues of the Shanghai News have all published Lopez's works. Tales of the Moon Colony can be rated as the ancestor of Chinese science fiction. Written by Huang Zhang? I'm so bad at pronouncing these names. Huang Zhang Dao Su. It was serialized in illustrated fiction between 1904 to 1905, with a total of 35 chapters and no ending. The subject of the novel is a peculiar balloon in which the main character travels across the sea in search of his wife and children, whilst encountering aliens from the moon. You know what? I've always wanted to write my own story. Maybe I should do a murder mystery. I tend to play a lot of murder mystery type games, so it shouldn't be that hard for someone like me to do this. But I don't know. Puzzle wise, I mean, find out who killed you. Well, you see, I'm not allowed to give away the ending, but let's just say that sometimes the detective is the killer. And which the main character travels across the sea in search of his wife and children while encountering aliens from the moon. This novel combines the vernacular style of traditional novels within the essence of science fiction, creating a work of high artistic value in the late Qing dynasty. Maybe it was Fox. Maybe Fox was the one who killed you. I don't know. could be Fox, could be Red. Hey, for all we know, it could have been PC. Here's a Telltales of the Moon called it. Oh, no. No! I would never do that. A stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. By the end of the Qing dynasty, under the influence and intervention of new ideas, Chinese people were increasingly eager to explore Western culture. During this time, novels easily became new favorites due to their accessibility and widespread publication, amongst which Western detective fiction, with its intricate plots and ingenious case designs, became the top choice for the majority of people. The stories of Sherlock Holmes was a big hit ever since it was first translated into Chinese and published in the Current Affairs newspaper in 1896. Frame on the window that would stop a person from climbing in or out. No traces of scaling. I was not able to find any useful clues. Seems like something is missing from the table. Humans on Lo Fei. That is very unusual for a suicide case. There are no injuries caused by a fight or a fall. It's also quite unusual for a homicide case. Perhaps this can explain why there aren't any defense wounds present. The reason why there weren't any defense wounds are because Lo Fei ate the rest cakes that contained knockout drugs, the same ones I ate. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered. There must have been another person in the room at that time. That person is the murderer. Who could it have been? How were they able to leave the locked room? No. The fact that the coat of the deceased is missing is particularly odd. Assuming Ma was honest, before they arrived at the scene, this room was locked with no way in or out. Then, this coat must definitely still be inside this room. I should talk with Lo Fei's relative. I need to obtain more information on the coat. Hung the door latch. Lo Fei and I were the only ones inside until Officer Ma broke in. The only way to enter or exit the room is by going through the wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Or perhaps the other way, how did the murderer latch the door from the outside? Nothing useful on the desk, however, I felt something was unusual about it. It seems like something is missing. What could it be? Walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Within the bedside table are undergarments and such. One of these newspapers carried the news of Lo Fei publishing his novel. The photo on this newspaper. The one on the left is Lo Fei, and the one on the right seems to be the lady we saw last night. According to this, the young lady is Lu Piqing, an editor who helped Lo Fei publish his books. Don't tell me that they're trying to make it seem like the woman killed him. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust, which means he has not read them in quite a while. Slightly taller. I try to pick the lock open. I give up. If only Afu was here. He's very skilled in things like this. I can see my reflection in the Western-style mirror. Will I be able to clear my name? The wooden box is filled with books that Lo Fei published. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, The Confined Room Mystery. Unfortunately, you know what I just remembered off the top of my head just by reading like those list of books? When I was in elementary school, when I was much younger than I am now, I used to read this book series called It was about a girl named Cam Jensen, and she had a photographic memory. And every book in the series was just like a new mystery that she was solving. And then, like, I remember being fascinated by it because a lot of the times in the series, the things that she recalls about the person committing the crime, if you go back in the story, you would be able to see where they talked about that. Honestly, it was probably one of my favorite book series of all time. I might see if I could get, like, some more copies of it. You like the Confined Room mystery too? The reason why I came to visit Lopez was to speak with him about this book. You got good taste. The death scenes in the Confined Room mystery were absolutely stunning. Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration of this book comes from? Ain't got a clue, but Master Lo was an extraordinary fella. Anything could have inspired him. But if we're talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be Swordsman Case. It's a real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume. Uncle, now that you're gone, I am truly alone. I'm sorry for your loss. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few questions. You're the one who murdered him. There's no need for your crocodile tears. Someone murdered your uncle and framed me. I'm sure you would like to find out the truth as much as I do. Go on and ask then. Please tell me about the events you encountered this morning. Every morning, I come by Uncle's place to help him with jobs that he's too busy to deal with. There has to be someone to take care of mundane tasks like cleaning up and feeding the chickens. What do you do for a living? My uncle pays me. I also help him organize his manuscripts sometimes. Why is that in red text? That's kind of scary. I understand. Please continue recounting what happened this morning. I came to visit Uncle, like usual, but I couldn't hear a sound from the room, which was strange. Alright, I saw Yang was already here. He said that he didn't see my uncle either. I knocked on the door for quite a while, but no one answered. I have a sensitive nose, so I kept sensing the smell of blood coming from inside the room. I felt like something was terribly wrong, so I told Yang to hurry and get someone. When we finally entered the room, I found that my uncle had been murdered. Go on, Asla. Within your uncle's interpersonal relationships, have you ever noticed someone suspicious? Aren't you the most suspicious person? Then let me pose this question differently. Did your uncle hold any grudges against anyone? My uncle was very friendly, but he held some kind of grudge against Yang the errand runner. What kind of grudge? Yang attempted to steal coins from the table during a delivery, but my uncle caught him. Yang was seized by the government and got beaten for it too. When did this occur? You see, that's what we need in our society. We need people to get arrested and then beaten to remind them not to do these crimes. Like, obviously, if they're innocent, you know, let them go. But if they're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, like, literally there's no chance in hell that they're innocent, they need to get beaten to remind them never to do these things again. Bad. We need to make sure that they never come back here again. Bailiff, smack their pee-pee. You suspect that Yang murdered him out of vengeance? After all, he's the one who delivers rice cakes to my uncle. Also, when I arrived here this morning, he was already here. I don't know how long he'd been. Now that I recall, he did have a sort of sneaky look on his face. It seems that it's necessary to talk about this issue with Yang Your uncle's attire coat, deerstalker, and false mustache was quite unusual. The hat and the mustache were all characteristics of his novelist identity. He purposely dressed himself up this way to become famous. So that ill-fitting strange coat was also one of his characteristics? Strange coat? You mean that western wind coat he wore all the time? Precisely, the wind coat made of silk. The tailor-made coat was one of my uncle's characteristics. He spent a lot to hire the best tailor and used the best fabric for the coat, but it turned out that this Winko was not present at the crime scene is what caught my attention. So you're saying that my uncle's coat disappeared into thin air? Perhaps the murderer took it with them. The way you said it, Mr. Shen, sounds as if it were a plot from a novel. Come on, then, that's the... According to Lo Xingwei, this coat was tailor-made for Lo Pei. The coat was one of the characteristics of Lo Pei's novelist's identity. He always wore it. Something of such importance ought to be left at the scene. However, it is no longer in this room. The murderer is the only person who has left this room. He must have taken the coat with him. The murderer must have had a reason to do so. Lo Xingwei stated that Yang was responsible for delivering rice cakes to Lo Pei. Theoretically, Yang had the chance to tamper with the rice cakes. He also had the motive. Could it be that Yang killed him out of revenge? I need to confirm this issue with Yang. I think that's everything in the room that we can, you know, reasonably interact with. Can't believe the Lord will allow you to judge it on investigations. Don't even try to play any tricks. I'm watching your every move. Rest assured, officer, I'll uncover the actual murderer. You better keep in mind, don't mess with the crime scene with your incompetence. Alright, in order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Bao to answer a few of my questions. Go on then, ask away. Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived on the scene? What happened? Why are you asking so much? Are you trying to say that I didn't protect the crime scene? Let me give you the facts. Everything is exactly the way it was when we arrived. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene under my watch. You misunderstand me, Officer Ma. I just wanted to know what happenings occurred before I woke. When we got here, Lo Xingwei was shaking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. I was worried about Master Lo, so I went to the door and kicked it right open. After that, well, you know what happened after. I suppose no one could have come in or gone out during that period. Obviously, I've got a soldier standing guard outside the courtyard. We searched the entire premises, but we didn't find others, during which no one left either. That's why the murderer is definitely you. Who else could it be, huh? I understand. Once I complete my investigations, I will explain everything to you, Officer Ma. Go on then, ask away. Officer Ma, it seems you admired the victim. Well, of course! Master Lo was a great novelist. Everybody respects him. Does Lo Pei have any relatives? His wife died young, and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew, though. Over there, the one who won't quit sobbing. I already talked to him, though. Stop crying already! I'm sick of that awful noise. Alright. Oh wait, no. Judge Cheng, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? Well, I was not aware of anything unusual. Lo Xingwei shook the door, Officer Ma kicked it open, and we found you and Lo Pei covered in blood. So as no one suspicious was discovered during that process. Well, none at all. What kind of person was Lo Pei? Lo Pei gained great fame when his book Chamber of Doubts was serialized in the Shanghai News. As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally he was loved by all. This town was originally named Xingxi Town. To comply with popular will, we renamed it Paro Town. Alright, I understand now. Well, that's everyone we can talk to, and that's everything that we can interact with. Other than the front door, of course. A simple and modest front door made of pine wood. The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Officer Ma, did you say that you broke this door latch with your kick? When I got here, that Lo Xingwei was shaking the door with all of his might. What good would that do when the door is locked from the inside? I got anxious, so I went up and bam, kicked the door right open. The blue and modest front door made a pine with the truck less ceilings on the door, exposing the brown lines. Let's see. Nope, nope. Alright, I understand now. I'm surprised he let us just walk out.
可算等到你了。
Shit, I've been waiting for you.
我听说
I did this from the murder in that house. He's giving Hanji from Attack on Titan.
大人有令，
His Honor's orders that there is to be no shouting at the crime scene.
先生，
Shen, you don't look very well. Is everything alright?
我没事，
I am fine. However, I'm afraid I will have to stay here until the truth
怕
is
是得滞留在
uncovered.
这里。找到凶手了吗
Have you found the murderer?
最大嫌疑
Who
人
is the
是
prime
谁？
suspect?
目前嫌疑
At the
最大
moment, the prime suspect is me.
原来凶手就是
Can't
先
believe
生
the
自
murder
己
was actually you, Shen.
我来帮忙。
Well, it wasn't, so, you know, don't jump to no conclusions in front of the guards. Well, His Honor has orders that random people aren't allowed to enter.
兵老爷，
Soldier, I'm not just some random person.
大人
His
有
Honor
令，
has orders that I need to guard this gate,
守住此门。
so you aren't allowed to enter.
军爷，
Soldier, Judge Cheng asked me to guard the gates and keep out those
是为了拦住那
uninvolved in
些
this case,
与
right?
查案无关的人。
You're not
这
wrong.
是不假。
若是与案
If
件有
someone
关
is
的人，
relevant, should he be allowed to
Mhm.
enter? That's true.
兵老爷，
Soldier,
沈
Shen is
先生不幸
unfortunately a
成为此案
suspect
的
in this
嫌疑人
case,
正担
He's
惊
trying
受
to
罪
clear
地
his
调查真
name.
相，给自己洗。而我是他
as
的
I am
助
his
手
trustworthy
那
assistant.
你
Don't you
说
think that I
我
am
是不是
also
与查案
involved
有
in this
关？
case?
啊，明白了。
I get it now.
兵老爷果
I
然
knew
是明白
Soldier would
人
understand.
你是帮凶。
You're the accomplice.
帮凶。
Accomplice is also involved in investigations. You
也
can come
也
in
有
and
关，
be investigated.
不能。
he's
不能
a
耽
little
误
slow on the
了
uptake, but at least he's being cooperative. Investigations can't be delayed. Shoot,
大致情况，
and that is the general situation.
这就是你
So
对案
that's
子
your
的评价。
evaluation of this case?
哪里
Nope. This is just a sign
我
for
只是在
becoming an
感慨自己
accomplice.
成为帮凶这件事。能让你进来就不错
It。was good enough that they allowed you to
赶紧帮我
come in.
查现场。
Hurry up and help me investigate.
好嘞，
Okie dokie. Alright, let's go in. Uh oh.
什么人？
Who goes there?
竟敢
Who
擅自
gave you
闯
the
进来
nerve to break in?
张知县，
John Cheng,
麻布
Officer Ma. This is Afu, my
这位是
assistant.
安福，
Please allow
是
him
我
to
的助
assist
手
me.
能让你
We already
查
made
案
an
刑事
exception
处
by
理
allowing your
就弄来
investigation.
个什
Now
么
an
助手？
assistant?
阿福擅长
He is
分析敌人
mechanically
对
minded
一些
and
机关
skilled
技
in
巧，
comparing
一
traces.
定会对查案
He'll
有
be of
帮助。
great help.
嘿嘿，那叫可
That's
耻
called
学
science.
马捕头，
Clear your doubts,
用
Officer
人
Ma.
既然已
Since
经
we've
让
already
沈
allowed
先
Mr.
生
Chen to
查
join in
案
our
就
investigations,
按
let
他
him
的
do things
习
his
惯来
way.
吧。
多谢知县大人。
You have my gratitude, Your Honor.
要
If
是
you
查
fail
不
us,
出
I'll add
真相，
destruction of official duties to your
再
list of
加一条
crimes. Yeah. According to the new criminal code of the Qing Dynasty, the specific stipulations on the obstruction of official duties are any person who commits atrocities or coercion when an official is performing their duties shall be sentenced to a set term of imprisonment within the 4th degree, serve detention, or pay a fine of 300 yuan or less. The same applies to those who commit atrocities or coercion or use deception to influence officials to impose or remove certain sanctions or resign. So we gotta get him to... This wardrobe is locked. Do you think you could find a way to open it? No problem. This kind of bolt-in spring lock is a piece of cake. I'll leave it to you then. What you doing touching that wardrobe for, you punk? I thought I told you not to mess with the crime scene. Officer Ma, this wardrobe is one of the few remaining blind spots. If this leads to an error in the investigation, surely no one would want to see that outcome. Of course, due diligence is crucial to this case. You better be careful when you're opening that. Don't worry, Mr. Officer. I'm an expert on locks. Ooh, I get to do this. Ooh. It's all about pattern recognition. I did it! Look, Shen, it looks like someone hid this wardrobe before. Hid inside this wardrobe before. Partition board removed, clothes piled, enough space for one to hide. Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe? There's no rush to jump to the conclusions. Let us first examine the scene carefully. These are all clean clothes. They are now piled up on one side. These clothes are compressed. The board couldn't compress clothes alone. No, I'm trying to... The board. Look, the partition board should have been laid horizontally on the wooden frames. True, the color on the side of the wooden frames are old, yet the color on top seems new. It's very likely that this partition board was removed recently. I don't understand. There's nothing to click on for real. Oh, there's a strip of cloth over there. Could this be a clue? Take it out for further examination. Alright. Oh! This ribbon is dirty in the middle. It seems to be smudged with dust. This quilt has traces of binding, so the ribbon most likely was removed from here. Why would someone remove the ribbon from a bundled quilt and stuff it inside the clothes? Indeed, it is quite peculiar. We need to record the situation. Shen, what is that black spot? A wood chip. All the clothes are clean. I guess a piece broke off from the partition board and landed there. No, the color and texture of the wood chip differs from that of the partition board. I'm knowledgeable in wood. Let me take a look. It really is different. Let me smell it as well. Without a doubt, it's not the same material as the partition board. Explain your deduction. Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leave a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. However, this chip has no fragrance. It's brownish and hard. It seems more like pine wood. Why would a pine wood chip appear in a wardrobe made of camphor wood? Worth noting. Brown pine wood chip found in the wardrobe. It is a different material than the partition board. Stick quilt, smudge with dust in the middle. Oh, no, stop. This seems quite odd. Shen, have you noticed something unusual? Look closely at the bottom of the wardrobe. The left side of the clothes has collected dust. Yet the empty space to the right is unusually clean, as if it had just been wiped. And it seems like someone cleaned this place. Oh, why would they remove the ribbon from the quilt and stuff it in the clothes? The ribbon is dirty in the middle. It must have been used in some way to leave such a smudge. Shen, do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind you or Lo Pei? That's a reasonable guess, however. There are no rope marks present on both Lo Pei and me. Oh, I see. Then again, this ribbon, I can't help but feel like I've seen it before. Where was it? I remember now, when I arrived last night, I saw a cloth strip hanging from the ceiling. See, now this I didn't see. I didn't even notice this. Could it be that Lo Pei was strangled to death before he was stabbed? No, then there would be strangulation marks around the corpse's neck.
Huh?
Chen, why is this wood chip worth investigating? How is it connected to this case? Isn't it common for something dirty to stick onto clothes? The wood chip appears between two piles of clean clothes. Also, it is made of a different wood. That's the reason why I'm so interested. Its relevance to the case depends on where it came from. Perhaps the wood chip came from this place. You said this is more like pine. This wood chip broke from the door latch. The material and texture is a perfect match with the door latch's fracture. Well done. This may just be the key to unlocking the truth. Why do I keep trying to give them a British accent? They're not British, they're Chinese. They're very strange. How could a wood chip from the fracture of a door latch appear in a wardrobe? As the case gradually becomes clearer, the answer will come to light. Rice cakes. Oh, Jaime's on Marvel Rivals. These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night. Why'd you pause, Shen? How did you feel after you ate a piece last night? Did not feel much. I ate a piece last night and lost consciousness right after. Seeing your reaction, this bundle of rice cakes probably is not laced with knockout drugs. Mr. Official, when can I go? I saw some steamed buns to deliver this morning. Excuse me, who may you be? My name is Yang I run errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today. May I ask you about the case? Of course! Everyone around knows that I'm warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly, and I guarantee you you're none of those things. Look at that smile. Just tell me about what happened this morning. Master Lo loves rice cakes. Every morning, Master Lo will ask me to deliver a bundle. As I specialize in errand running, my service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around knows. Just tell me about what you saw when you arrived at Lo Pei's courtyard. Usually, Master Lo is already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard waiting for me. This morning, when I came to deliver the rice cakes as usual, I didn't see Lo Pei anywhere. I thought he probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. Then somebody called out to me. It was Master Lo's nephew, Lo Shiwen. So he went over to knock on the door, but there was still no response at all. Lo Shiwen smelled blood and asked me to call officials. I was so scared I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo Shiwen kicked open the door together while I waited outside. You mean to say that you never entered Lo Pei's house? After hearing someone died in there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare go in? I was fighting to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here. I understand now. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to ask? Anger, I heard that you once had a grudge with Lo Pei. Is that true? No, no way! How could I ever have the guts to hold a grudge against Master Lo? Lo Pei noticed you stealing his money, and you were beaten at the court for it. Am I wrong? That was a misunderstanding. How could that even count as a grudge? I saw silver coins on the floor, so I wanted to pick them up and return them to him. That's all in the past. If Mr. Shen hadn't reminded me, I would have forgotten about it already. Hey, Einhander. That was only half a month ago. You're forgetting so soon? Could it be that you felt wronged by Lopay that decided to kill him out of vengeance? That's a wrongful accusation. I don't even have the guts to kill a chicken, let alone a person. When you arrived on the scene this morning, were there any other people around? No, not one. No one. But Lo Shiwei arrived pretty much right after. I've already told you everything about my morning in detail. Do you need me to repeat it? The rice cakes Lope eats are delivered by you, is that correct? Sure, I deliver them every day. I had to get on the PC, phone has died. Oh no! Make sure you charge it up nice and quick. Get you one of them Samsung, you know, turbochargers or whatever they're called. Superchargers. I passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently it was laced with knockout drugs. What? It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Don't be ridiculous. I have nothing against Lopay. I never even met you before. Why would I do that? Did the rice cakes you delivered to Lopay ever pass through the hands of someone else? Impossible. If something is handed to me, there's no way I'd give it to someone else. But I heard he loves rice cakes. He never turned them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader. Do you know of anyone who gifted him rice cakes? Not a clue. How about you let me go and ask Mr. Cow? Everyone around knows that I'm... No, thank you. Is there anything else you want? How much do you know about Lopay? Master Lo is a celebrity, and I'm just an errand runner. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you go and ask Officer Ma about this? Oh, what do you mean by that? I caught sight of Master Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times, though. Are they close friends with one another? However, there was one time when they got into a fight, and Officer Ma even unsheathed his blade. What were they arguing about? I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming. I need to confirm the dispute with Officer Ma. I questioned him about the quarrel. Young Er seemed somewhat flustered. Furthermore, he had a chance to tamper with the rice cakes. Maybe Young Er did kill him out of revenge. Sir Ma has been quite aggressive. It seems he is eager to identify me as the murderer. According to Yang Er, Officer Ma once had a serious dispute with Lo Pei. Does this constitute a reason for murder? I need to confirm this issue with Officer Ma. No. Space. There you go. All over the place. You're not messing with the crime scene, are you? Rest assured, Officer Ma, I'm a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Officer Ma, I heard that you once had a dispute with Lo Pei. Could you... The audacity! How dare you suspect me? I have yet to confirm a suspect now. I also believe that Officer Ma has nothing to hide. I bet you heard this rumor from Yang Er, didn't you? Master Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking about my past cases, you know, for source material. Master Lo is always listening to me. He rarely talks about himself, so I got to ask him. Only then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what he had to deal with from his fame. I was drunk and riled up, drawing out my sword to ask the gods why they make Master Lo suffer. That does sound like him, though. I can't even be mad there. He was born to put all of his talent to writing books. Young Er saw us when he came to deliver something, but I didn't know he would do me dirty like that. Me? Have a fight with Master Lo? Baloney. Go on then, ask away. Not sure I'm thinking as well, man. Let's do something again. I do another day this week. These niggas ain't showing up. Oh. Well, I don't know about Zeke, but Jaime is just in my stream earlier. Officer Ma tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me this connection with Locate is not as simple as he depicts. Look, Shen, there are 2 free-range chickens here. Sure, 2 chickens. Do you think they are involved in this case? I heard that the free-range chickens in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much. Oh. Guess I can't leave. This is quite peculiar. Yada yada yada. We already know this. Oh. Huh.
沈先生，你已经里里外外看了几遍了，也该跟张大人说说你。要是推
Quit
不出
wasting
来，
time if you
也
ain't
别
got a
浪
proper
费
answer.
时间。
Just let me arrest you.
推理，
Get my
先生
deduction now.
先生，
Shit,
怎
what do
么
we do?
办？
There's still a lot of
我们还
mysteries
有
we
很
haven't
多疑
solved
团上
yet.
院子里
We
能
have
调查
already
的地
examined
方，
all places that could be
我
investigated
们都
within
已
the
经查过
courtyard.
了。即便真
Even
相
though
尚
the
未
truth is
完
yet to
全
be
明
clear,
了，
we need to discuss the case of
也
Judge
必须
Sheng.
张大人，
Judge Sheng,
我想我
I
们可以
believe that
聊
we
一
are
聊
now
这个
able
案
to
子。
discuss this case.
既然如此，
So you may begin. The truth behind the locked room murder.
死者被发现的时候，
When the deceased was
这个房间
discovered,
处于
this
密
room
闭的
was in
状
a sealed off state.
墙上的窗户不
The
能
window
进出。
cannot be opened, leaving
唯
us
一
the
的出入
front
口
door,
是
locked from
屋
the
门。
inside.
当屋门被再
When
次
the
打
front
开
door
时，
was reopened, the deceased
屋
and
内
I
只
were
有
the
我和
only
死
people
者
inside
两
the
人。
room.
在这种情况
Under
下，
these circumstances,
所有
everyone, including myself,
甚至
would
包括我自己
instinctively believe that
凶手就是
the
还在屋
murderer
内
must be someone who is still within this room, which would be me.
这一来，
Hence, we have all neglected the possibility of a third person hiding inside this room. All right, then, tell me, where on earth would this third person be hiding?
当然是衣柜
That
了。
would be the wardrobe.
衣柜里的种种
All
痕迹都
traces
表
within the
明
wardrobe show
不
that
久前里
someone
面
was
藏个
hiding
人。
inside it not long ago.
屋内
There was
还
another
藏有
person in
一
the
个
room?
人。沈先生，
So Shen, was the
藏身
person
于
hiding
衣
in the
柜之
wardrobe
中
the
的
murderer?
人便是凶手吗？
See now, I don't know that for certain, but
的确，
先生是
the
说
murderer first
凶
hid
手先
inside
躲在柜
the
子里，
wardrobe, then
在
after
你
you
和
and
罗
Lope
佩
were drugged,
溜出来
he
杀害
sneaked
罗
out.
佩，再嫁祸给你。哦，
似乎
Seems to conflict with the scenario in my memory. Or dilly-dallying punk running out of lies to tell.
昨晚我到的时候
On，I read late last night.
这个柜子
This wardrobe was already
就
locked from the
如果藏
outside.
在里面的人是
The
凶
person
手，
inside was the murderer. He would not have
他是
been
不能
able to
从
get
柜
out
子
by himself.
你
Quite
倒是个
perceptive
明白人。
of that.
不过
However, the arrangement
这
within
个
the
柜
wardrobe
子
is
内的
indeed
布
puzzling.
局，如果藏身
The
其中
person
的
hiding
不
inside
是
was not the
凶
murderer. Who
手，
could it have been?
昨晚到达罗佩家后，
Last night, I was the one
是
who
我自己
left the
从屋内
door.
挂着。理论上，在那以后
Theoretically, it is
就不太
highly
可能再
unlikely
有
for
外人
anyone else to
进入
enter the
现场。
scene after that.
床下堆满了书，
There were books piled under the
会上
bed,
锁。
and the wardrobe was locked. Nothing has changed.
而且有近期残忍
Evidence
的痕
points to
迹。
someone in the wardrobe, the only place to hide. The bloodstains prove a
血迹
third
分析表明
person. The actual
案发
murderer
时
was
除了我
present
和
at the
罗
time
佩
of the crime.
如果昨晚藏
If the
于柜子
person in
中
the
的人
wardrobe
是
was
凶
not the
手，
murderer, then it could only be this person.
那就只可能是这个人了。
Uh-oh. Let's go over here.
藏在柜子里，
啊，
Nah,
你是想说
I'm,
凶手把
I'm
你
sorry,
捏
I
后
had to do it
藏进了柜子里吧？
just as a joke, just to see what would happen.
若是这
That's
样
the，case.
那凶
Somewhere,
手是
why would they
谁？
do something like that?
这个问题，你干嘛？
What are you doing?
我在先生
I
身
see
上
the cat's antenna
似乎
camper
没有
wood on you, Shen.
哦，
What's it,
荣，你们两个，
After all that whisper, you got a conclusion or not? Yeah. Ooh, that sounds
如果昨
brutal.
晚藏于柜子中的人不是
The
凶
person
手，
in the wardrobe was not.
如果柜子藏的不
The
是凶
person
手
hiding
的
in
话，
the wardrobe was not the murderer.
那就只能是
Then it
罗
must
佩
have been Lopez.
一派胡言。
What a load of bull!
罗翁为什么
Why
要
would
躲进
Master
自己
Lo
家的
hide
衣
inside
柜
his own wardrobe? Is he playing hide and seek?
那是仅存的可能
That's the
性。
only possibility left.
谢洛克曾
When you have
说
eliminated the impossible,
当你
whatever
排除掉一
remains,
切不可能
however
之后，
improbable, must be the
剩下
truth.
的即使再离奇，
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, what is the reason for
罗
Lopez
佩
to hide
藏
inside the
进柜
wardrobe?
子中的理由是？
不，
No, he did not hide inside the
他不是自己
wardrobe
躲
of his
进柜
own
子，
will.
而是被人
He
藏
was
进
hidden
去。
inside by someone else.
先生，
If the person
如果
hiding
昨晚
inside the
藏在
wardrobe
柜子
last
里的
night
人是
was
罗佩
Lopez,
那你
then
见到
who
的人
did
是
you
谁
meet?
是啊，
Indeed, didn't you
你
just
不
say
是
that you
刚
only
刚
saw
还
Lopez in the
说
room when you
挂
hung
上
the door
门栓
latch?
后，屋内只
我想，
I believe that the person I saw in
昨
this
天
room
晚
last
上我
night
在这
was
间
not
屋子里见
Lopez,
到的人，而是凶手。
but the actual murderer.
我昨晚到达罗佩
When I
家
arrived
时，
at Lopez's house
屋内
last
灯火
night,
照明，
the candle inside was still lit,
但我敲了很久的
but I
门，
had knocked
才
on the
有
door
人
for
回应。
quite some time before someone responded.
在开门之前，
Before opening the door, they even specifically tried to confirm if we had ever met before.
既然你昨夜见到的不
The
是
person you
罗
met
佩
was not
本人
Lopez. How couldn't you recognize
早
the
上
corpse
见
this
到尸
morning?
体时又怎？
昨夜见面时，
Last night, he
他
wore a
压低
hat
着
and
脸，
mustache,
戴
had
着
his
胡子，
back towards me, and the
又
lights
有
were
意背对
dim.
着我。而那时，
By then, the real
真正的
Lopez had
Lopez
eaten the drugged rice
应
cakes
该
and
已
was
经吃
moved
下在
inside the
门外的糕
wardrobe.
点。
你刚说的这
What you
个
have just said
嘛，
does explain the presence of a
倒
third person
确
within
实
the
能
room.
解释马捕头。
Officer Ma, what do you
你怎么
reckon? These
都
are
是
all
些
just
猜测嘛。
speculations.
你可有
You
证
got
据
any
能证
evidence that
明
proves the
藏
person
在
who
柜
was
子
hiding
里的
inside the
人
wardrobe
就
was
是
Master
罗翁？
Lo? Here's proof.
这是先生对尸体进行初步调查
This
的
is the
结果
autopsy report from our
这能
initial
说明很多问题
investigations. It'll answer a lot of questions.
首先，
Lopez's hair smelled of
罗
camper
佩的
wood,
头发上
confirming he
能
hid
闻到
inside the
轻微的樟
wardrobe.
木香味。
此话
How is
怎
that
讲
so?
这个柜
The
子
camper
是
wardrobe
樟木
repels
材质
insects and leaves a
有香
lasting
味
fragrance
可
on
驱
clothes
虫
stored within.
罗佩的衣服
Even
染
if
香，
Lopez's clothes catch
头
the
发就不
scent,
该染香。
his hair should not, unless
罗佩在
Lopez
衣
was
柜里
inside the wardrobe
并
and
且
his
他的
head was
头
against the
是一直
partition
贴
board
着柜板
the
的
entire time.
你不要忘了，
Don't you forget, Master Lo usually wears a hat.
那也可能
That
是
could have
帽
just
子
been
上
the
的香
scent
味。
from his hat.
不，
His hat has no scent.
这顶帽子上没有
Coats and
香味，
hats worn frequently don't go in
因
the
为经常
wardrobe.
穿的外衣帽。
嗯，
Mr. Shen's
沈
deduction is
先生的
indeed
分
reasonable.
析，本官很
What
想
else have
知
you found
道
on the
在
DCs?
此
大人请看，
Look here, white glutinous
死者
rice
人口
powder
有
on the
一些
collar
白
of
色的
the
糯米
deceased rice cake crumbs.
说明他和我一样。
It shows that,
吃下
like
的
I
人
had,
看
the
药的
deceased
草膏
ate rice cakes that were laced with knockout drugs.
死者被人连
He
刺
was
3刀
stabbed
2
3 times, yet the
身上
absence
却
of
没有抵
defense
抗伤
wounds also
也
proves
侧
this
面
point.
证实了这一点。死者
He
贴着
wore a
长胡
loose
子
fake
是有
mustache,
些
likely
不同
removed and reattached.
这些细节，
All the details
Don't
above
think
are
about it.
able to confirm my deduction.
昨天晚
The
上
Lopez I met last night
见到
was
的 Lopez
actually impersonated by the
是凶手
murderer.
假扮的。什么人胆
What
敢
kind of
假扮
person
成
would
罗
dress
蒙？
up as Master Lo?
沈先生这番分析有
Mr. Shen's
一
deduction
定道
does
理
hold some truth.
不过，
However,
直到
up
马
until
捕头
Officer
破
Ma
门
broke down the
而
door,
入
the room was locked from the
屋子
inside.
对呀、
Yeah, how could the murderer walk
凶
out
手
of that
是怎
room
么
when it
做
was
到
locked from the
在
inside,
反锁门
huh?
栓的情况？大门是
The
唯一
front
的
doors
出
are the
口，
only exit,
而
and the
门
door
栓只
latch
能
can
从屋
only
内
be
插
hung
上。
from inside the room.
二位请看，
Please have a look. This is the
这
key
便是
evidence
破解
solving
门
the
栓
mystery
之
of
谜
the
的
door latch. This is a wood chip?
对，
That is correct.
关键就在
The
这颗
key
木
lies
条上。
from this wood chip.
这我就不
I
懂
don't
了。
get it.
拆柜
Ain't
碗
it
的时
normal
候
for some
掉落一
stubble
些
to
木
fall
茬
from the
在柜子
partition
里。
board when moving it around?
不，
No, it is
这不对。
abnormal.
首先，
The wood chip did not
木
fall
茬
on the
并不是落
partition
在柜
board.
板上，
It
而是出
appeared
现在
on
一
a
堆新
pile
鲜
of
的衣
clean
服中间。
clothes.
更重要的是，
More importantly, the inner
柜子内的
wardrobe is
板
made up
材
of
是
camphor
防腐
wood.
的樟木。
If this wood chip is pine wood.
阿福仔细比较过
After
它的材质和
Afu
工艺，
carefully checked and
反而
confirmed, the
跟
wood
门栓
chip
断裂
matches the
处
broken
是一
latch.
致的。换句话说，
This wood chip
就是
is a
门
piece
栓
of
断裂
stubble
时
that flew
崩
off
出的
when the
木
door
茬。
latch was broken.
在马捕头破
As
门而入
Officer
时，
Ma kicked in, the
衣柜
wardrobe
明明
had
上着
been
锁，
clearly locked
刚刚才
until
被阿福打开。
unlocked by Afu just now.
这是极不正
This
常
is
的。
extremely abnormal.
这可奇怪了，
Strange. Why would the wood chip appear
为什
inside
么
the
木茬
wardrobe?
会出现在衣柜里？
是什么理由
I'd
导
have
致
to
木茬
completely
出现在
deduce
衣
what
柜里？
caused the wood chip to appear inside the
不
wardrobe.
过，
However, this
这个
issue
问
is
题在现阶
insignificant
段
at this stage.
重要的是
What we need to focus on is when the
木茬
wood
进
chip
入衣
entered
柜
the
的时间。
wardrobe and what it uncovers.
沈先生，
Sushen,
不要
don't
卖
beat around the
关
bush.
子了。
Tell me now,
快告
what
诉
truth
本
does it uncover?
很简单，
Simply put, the wood chip
木
blew
茬
off the
会出现
broken
在衣
door
柜
latch
中，
before the
说明
wardrobe
它
was
从门栓
locked,
上。也就是说，
which
门
means
栓
that when
断
the
的时
door
候，
latch broke,
衣
the
柜
door
门
of
还
the
开着。
wardrobe was still open.
先生，
Shen, the most
我
recent
们所知的
time we
最
know
近
of
的
that
衣
the
柜门
wardrobe
还开着的
doors
时
were
间，
open
应该是在你醒
should
来
be
之前
before you
吧？
woke up, right?
没错，
That is correct.
这
Then doesn't that
这
mean
不
说明在马捕头踹
that
开门
means
之
that
前，
before Officer Ma kicked open
屋
the
门上的
door,
门
the
栓
door latch was
就已经
already
断了。
broken.
换句话说，
In other words, this is not a
这
locked
根
room
本
at
不是
all.
什么密室。
Wait, then that cuts out on this guy, because he was over there shaking on the door. He could have very easily went in, killed the dude, came back out.
不愧是先，
This bitch sent.
我说呢，
Oh, no wonder the
那
door
个
was so
门
easy
怎么
to
一
kick
走就拽
open.
开了？
I just thought it was shabby
当
and
时
old.
还以为是房子的木头老化了。
凡有接触，
All contact
必留痕
leaves
迹。
traces.
凶手
The
自以为
murderous
杀
plan
人
was
架
flawed
会
by a
遭到
wood
天
chip
衣无
left in the
缝，
wardrobe as
确实
incriminating
白
evidence.
而这颗小小的木
This
茬
tiny wood chip not only
不仅
exposed their
暴露了
cunning
他的诡
scheme,
异，更让我顺藤摸
but
瓜。
also allowed me to follow their
推出了
footprints
他
and
的真
deduce
实
their
身
true
份。
identity.
杀死罗
The
佩的
person who
凶手
murdered
就
Lope
是
is. Honestly, Yang Er seems like the most likely suspect because if you think, why is his name that? No, but he definitely strikes me as the most likely. Not the black chicken. Why you put the black chicken in the lineup, boy? Where's the white chicken at? Why it gotta be black, huh? I'd have to say Young Earth.
本案的凶手最容易在茶膏里下，
竟然是他！
先生，
Still, Young Earth, no
光你还
grudges.
说
在茶膏里下药的是，但想找出
To
真相，
identify the actual murder drawing
凭
from
借
their
错
MO
误
is more than enough.
还是那个人。
沈先生，此事关
Damn.
杀死罗佩的凶手，本案的凶手
This case is you, Lo Shi Wen.
你胡说！
You lie. How could I possibly kill my own uncle?
谢老爷，
Judge Chang, please, he's trying to frame me.
这个嘛，
Well, you believe that Lo Shi Wen is the murderer. Where's the evidence?
我们刚分析过，
The door latch was not broken when the door was kicked open, but broken beforehand.
屋子呈现的所谓
I had a
状态
feeling it was him, but I didn't want to be like, you know, I didn't want to pick him in case that I was wrong. I was following the line of what you call it.
在整个过程中，
Heard the knock on the door, but he was just securing it from unwanted entry.
直到马捕头出现，
So Officer Ma kicked the door. That is when the
凶手在
murderer
马
let
捕
go
头
of
踹
the
门的
door.
时候，这样就能先入
In
为
this
主，
way, he could mislead
让大家
everyone
相信
into believing that
屋
the
门
door
有
was
反
locked from
竟
the
然误
inside.
判整个案。你们都被他的
You have
演技
all
欺
been
骗
fooled by his performance. God damn, you treacherous leech!
这
Wait, what?
不是
That
我，
it wasn't me.
罗世文，
Well, she went.
我必须
I will
告
tell
诉
you this: you are the only person who believes your tricks are clever.
你，因为他有一
That
个
is because
男
your
人
scheme is a fatal weakness.
是
What weakness?
整个轨迹
To
想
ensure
要成功，
the success of your plan, you have to control the door at all times.
我据此反推便
Through
能确
reverse
定
deduction, I can be sure that
罗世文
you were the murderer.
就是。
You lie.
罗世文，
Is there
事到
anything
如
else you
今
want to say at this point? He's a liar, deceiver, a fibster and a cheater, a phony and misleader.
伤天害理，
Bro, why he started busting out into rhymes? That's actually insane. Where's my snipping tool at? No, it's one of those games. No. Oh well, I'll just get the text for it. Rapper breakdown. Yes, sir. We got him so good he started jumping bars. Let's just hope that the only bars that he ain't gonna be dropping isn't in prison.
沈先生，
You made up a story and said a bunch of absurd theories.
可是
Did you really see it happen? Why in the world should we believe your words?
依我看
In，my opinion, you're the one who's fooling
你才是欺骗
everyone.
大家的那个人。
你的这些说法
What evidence do you have for saying that? There's a clear and simple reason. I have no motive to murder my uncle.
他找得很
You
准，
got me. I barely had time to
要给我的
investigate.
调查时
I
间
get
太
to
短
infer
了。
the motive for the murder.
罗佩是我的亲
It's
叔
my
叔，
uncle, my family
我
by
怎么会
blood.
想杀他呢？
Why would I want to kill him?
更关键的问题在
What's
于
more important is the problem
你我
between you
之
and
间
me.
咱俩这是
This
第
is
一
the
次
first
见
time
面
we've ever met. Am I right?
没错，
That is correct. We have never met each other before.
既然素不相识，
We never met. Why would I go through the trouble of framing you by killing my own uncle?
既然素不
I
相
couldn't
识，
possibly have known about
我
your
当然不
visit.
可能知道
How
你
could I
今天
design
晚
a
上会
plot to
来
frame you?
我撞破你行
It
凶
was a coincidence that I'd surprised you in your act.
巧合
A？coincidence?
你不是
Did
说
you
一
say
切
that
都是
all
我
this
设
was the
计好
plot
的
that I
诡计
designed?
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, is it true that the two of
你
you
们
have never
真的
met?
素的确如此
That。is correct.
既然你
If
俩
that's the
不
case, then
认
Lo
识
Xingwen indeed has no reason to
罗
frame you.
先生，
Shen,
情
things
况
aren't
变得
looking
好
too
像不
good
太
for
妙
us.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, could you be mistaken?
不会的。
No way, Shen's
我
deductions
先
have
生的
never
推理
been
从来没有
wrong.
错过。推理，
Deduction? More like a one-sided statement.
证据呢？
Where's the proof? Do you have any? You think that wood
凭
chip is
那个摸
enough?
查吗？
Oh, well,
这个
Xingwen also has a certain truth to his words.
沈先生，
Shen, do you have any further
有
evidence
进一
to
步的
support your claim?
如果没有
Accusing
证
him
据的
without proof
话
is difficult
你
and
确
risks
实
putting
无
me in
法
a tough
告
spot
发
if
罗
you're
世文。
wrong.
早就听
There are
说这
shameless
是侦
people who
探
claim
的
to be
也有
detectives.
不少无
Never
耻之
thought I'd meet one today.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, you ain't got no proof?
目前还没有。
Not at the moment.
那就只能把
Then
你
you
们
leave me
都
no
抓
choice
回
but to
去。
seize y'all and
行
punish
刺
y'all with torture.
可恶，
Damn.
都推
I
理到
managed
这
to
样
come so far in my deduction. Am I really going to let him escape?
先生，
Shen, try to
你
think
再努力
harder.
想
Could it
想
be that we missed some kind of clue?
你不是说过吗？
Didn't you always say that you were really confident in your memory palace?
能告发罗
Evidence
世文
that could
的
be
证据
used to accuse
一定
Lo
还存在于
Xingwen
这个房
must
间
still
内
be in this room.
凡有接触，
All contact leaves traces. The evidence is
证
not
据不是不存
non-existent,
在
but instead undiscovered.
一本物质
All
上
objects and all images
是
settled
指
in
向
different locations
四点
sequentially.
桌上
What could
到
be
底
missing on the
缺少
table?
了什么东西呢？书桌上缺
The
少
thing
的
that was
东
missing
西
from the table was Lope's manuscript.
砚台上的素
Ink
墨
on the
还没有
inkstone is
完
yet
全
dried, and one of the
毛笔上的
calligraphy
墨也
brushes
未
is
干
not dried out either.
说明昨晚有
It
人在书
indicates
桌
someone
前
was writing at the
写过
desk
东
last
西，
night.
可能是罗佩，
It could have been Lope
也
or
可
Lo
能是假
Xingwen
扮
who
成
was
罗佩的，
impersonating
不
Lope.
管是谁，
The manuscript should have been left at the scene unless someone took it away.
那些书稿
When was the manuscript taken
这
away?
件事，
I should have an impression of this matter.
调查这张书桌的时候，
Investigating the desk, I felt strange. I need to grasp onto this feeling.
那将是潜
That
藏
will
在
be
我
the
记忆
case
中
breaker,
的。
hidden inside my memory.
想起来，
I remember it.
初次醒时，我
I
从
saw a
电脑桌上
manuscript
拿
on
出
the
书
desk when I
稿
first awoke. That's why I felt
这是调查
odd during
那种异样
investigations.
感。 说明书稿
This means that the manuscript was taken after I woke.
有人在调查过程中藏匿了线索。
I need food. Am I hungry again? No, 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 no. Someone concealed this clue during investigations.
是谁？
Who was it? Why would they
为
do
什么
this?
这么做？可能性最大。
Most likely person would be the
当然是
murderer.
凶手。
However, there are still other possibilities.
不过，
其他的
Other possibilities?
其他的可能性
What's the
出现的概率
probability
有
of the
多高
emergence of other possibilities?
非常低。
Very low. Aside from the
现场除
murderer,
凶手之
no
外，
one else on scene had the
没
motive
人
to
有动力
conceal
藏匿。
clues.
我们对这些低概率事
So
件
how do
的
we
态
treat
度
those
是
low probability events? Hold on. Is there a log? We
暂不列入假
can't really
设。
exclude them from our hypothesis.
我现在很忙，
I'm really busy right
你可
now.
以走
Could
开
you
吗？
go away?
我在帮你梳理
I'm
案
helping you
情
sort out your case, great
大侦
detective.
探。假设凶手在调查过程
Assuming the
中
murderer hit the
藏匿
manuscript.
了书稿，
This manuscript must be very important to them.
书稿里
What could be written in the manuscript?
作案动机
Their motive, key evidence, last words, or was the manuscript itself valuable?
可能性太多了。
There are too many possibilities.
你更应该问的问题是：
This is the question you're supposed to be asking.
为什么白天冒着风险也要
Why
拿
would
走
someone
东西
he
当
risked
天晚上却没有拿走？
taking away? Why would something he risked taking away in broad daylight be left behind that night? Hold on, what? Why would something he risked taking away in broad daylight be left behind that night? I doubt that they would forget it at the scene because that's the whole reason why they killed him in the first place. I
难道
think that the manuscript was altered if they're
书，比如
in the right way. After you gain
罗佩没有
consciousness,
立
you
马
feel out the dying message.
不对，
No traces of movement. This is the
书
case
桌上
therapy.
面
不要总是把问题复杂化。为什么白天冒着风险也要拿走的东西，当天晚上却没有拿走？
So it was that they forgot it at the scene.
虽然有些难以置信，但似乎凶手在离开现场时
Well, it sounds unbelievable. The murderer
遗忘了一
forgot
些事
something
情。
when they left the scene. See, at least they knew it sounded unbelievable.
再次进入现场后，
But on returning, he recognized the
意识到。
manuscript's importance and took the risk of keeping it.
本案是畜牧杀人，
It had to be a premeditated
为
murder
此事
planned
先
in
计划
advance
好
to be
的。
able to achieve such
凶手又是
coherency.
个心思缜密的人，
The murderer is a very meticulous
现场也是
person.
经他
They
处理
also
过。
reorganized the crime scene.
什么样的事
What kind of thing could they have forgotten?
真的每件事情都在凶手的计划之
Are
中
you？sure that everything went according to the murderer's plan?
是了，有件
That's
事
right. There was one thing that the
凶手确实
murderer
无
could
法
not
计
have
划。
planned.
凶手计划之外的事情是，
连罗世文自己
Even
都
Lo
说
Wen himself said that he could not
他不可能
possibly know of my arrival.
但不管他是怎么说的，
However, he actually designed the
他
locked
事实
room
上
and
设
framed
计
me
了
for
一个
this
密室
crime.
我成为这个杀人计划的一部分。
The most unreasonable part of all this is
这
that I
本身就是最
became a
不合
part
理
of
的
his
地方。
murder plan.
那如果
What if you hadn't appeared
你
then?
没有出现呢？
显然，
Evidently, the murderer had
凶手还有
another
另一个
murder
杀
plan,
人计划，
which was his original
也是他
plan.
原凶手没料到我会中途到访，
The murderer's plan was
并
spoiled
坚
by
持
my
要见
surprise
罗佩，
visit
打
and
断了
insistence
原
on
计
meeting
划
Lo
执行。
Pei.
得知我与罗佩
Yeah,
素
so
有
far
谋
it is really cool.
他临时
There's
改
not
变
much
计
in the
划
way of
假
gameplay,
扮
but
罗
then
佩与我
again,
进入，
the same could be said
想
about
让我
Ace
当替
Attorney
罪羊。
in general. Realizing I had never met Lo Pei, the killer improvised and posed his hand to frame me.
那么凶手原本的计划是，
So what was the murderer's original plan?
会不会？应该不会。
Since there was an escape,
如果有
Lo
另一只
Wen
替
would
罪
not
羊
have allowed me indoors.
又或者，刚巧那个人，这种可能性太…… 那么凶手原本的计划是？或许凶手
You
原
want to
本
plan
的
to
计
stay to
划
watch
是
a robbery?
伪造枪。不对，
Maybe
Means
there's a locker
it's
room if there's a
那
robbery.
么凶手原本的计划，如果我没有出现，
If I had not
这
appeared,
间
there
密
would
室
have
中
been
就
only
只剩下了罗佩的尸体。
Lopei's corpse.
很显然，
Evidently, the
凶手原
murderer's
本的计
original
划
plan was
是
to
让
make
罗佩在
Lopei
密室
kill
中。
himself in the locked room.
若原计划是伪造自
The
杀，
original plan was to
消
falsify a
息的书稿中
suicide.
就有可能藏
What could be
有
hidden within the manuscript?
我知道了，现场必然会有一份遗书。
沈先生，
You keep dawdling
Simon,
around, I'm
let's
gonna have to
select
resort to
Puzzle.
violence.
Check.
Hold on.
张知县，
Judge Cheng,
Mabu
Officer
Kou.
Ma, I'm now aware of all the murder
我已经知道。
schemes.
我
I, Shen Chu King,
沈仲
promise
平
to uncover the truth.
大人，不必再听他
Judge
妖
Cheng,
言
there's
惑
no
众
need。to listen to his fabrications any longer.
看你如此在意
See，how much this bothers you. I
本
actually would
官
like to give Mr.
反
Shen
倒
another
想再
chance.
给沈先生
Mr. Shen,
请
although
说
I
吧。
believe you are at the end of your rope, you
虽
may
然
begin.
我与罗世文素不
Huang
相识，
Xingwen and I are
却
complete
能成为
strangers.
他密室杀
But
人
I
诡计
became a
中的
crucial
核
part
心
of
一
his
环。
scheme because
罗世文
Lo
临时
Xin
改
Wei
变了计划，
improvised his plan.
而他原本的
His
计划
original plan was to falsify Lo Pei's
是伪造
suicide. To
原计划
falsify a
是
suicide.
伪造自
Mr.
杀
Shen, do you have any evidence?
根据我的推理，
I believe the murderer accidentally
凶手
left
在
the
离开
forged
现场
suicide
时
note here when he fled the
不是
scene.
哦，
Oh, there is such a
还有
thing?
沈先生，都到这个时候，
Shen, how could you be so
还
full of
在信
yourself
口
at a
雌
time
黄
like this?
你要是有什么
If you
疑
found a
虑，
suicide note,
拿
take it
出来
out
给
for
大家
everyone to
看。
see then.
若伪造遗
If
书
you really
已是
did
伪
forge
真
some，kind of suicide note,
本
I'm
部
a
立马
cuff
将
Lo
罗世文拿
Xin
下。
in an instant.
马捕头，
Sir Mom, may I ask you
我
a
能问你一个
question?
问？
你说吧
Go。on then.
我初醒
When I
来时，
first awoke, I remember seeing a
曾见到
piece of
书桌
paper on the
上贴着
desk.
一张纸
Did you see it?
你这一
Now
说，
that you mention it,
好
I
像还
think
真
there
是。
was.
不过
But then again, I don't remember
我
that
好
clearly
像记不
either.
太清了。马捕头曾反复
Officer
强
Ma,
调，
you have repeatedly stressed that
绝不允
no
许
one
任
is
何人
allowed to
破坏
tamper
现
with
场。
the crime scene.
然而在调查
However,
时，
during investigations, the murderer
凶
secretly
手就
hid
是
the
在
note
您的
under
眼
your
皮子底
nose.
下。我们一起再
Let
搜
us
查一
search
次
the
房
room
间
again and find the suicide note. I bet it's in the manuscript. He
先生。
keeps clenching.
我劝你不要再拖延时间了。
Shen, I advise you to stop stalling for time.
你编
Your
故
ability
事
to
的
make
能
up
力
stories is even
真
better
是
than
比我
us
们这些些
novelists.
小。
沈先生，
Shen, I've already heard a handful of
今日
deductions today.
你的分析
Although your
虽然
deductions
听
sound
着
quite
都挺有
reasonable,
道
after
理，
all, they are just one-sided statements.
本官
I
断
need to see
案。
solid evidence to settle
还是
this case.
张大人
I'm
明
checking
察
your
秋
software.
你既然主张屋
Perf-
内有
I don't even know
伪
what
造
that
的
word
遗
is.
书，
Hold on, let me see if I can pronounce it. Perspicacious. Perspicacious. Who made up that word, man? They need to get shot in the
你就
streets.
有义务找到它。
Since you claim that there's a suicide note, you have the obligation to find it.
本官再
I'll
给
give
你
you one
最
last chance
后
to
一
point
次
out
机
where
会
exactly
指
a
出。
suicide note you speak of
县
is.
老爷，
Just
其
saying,
实一
there's
次
not a
机
big
会
difference
和
between
两
one
次机
chance
会
or
的
two
差别也
chances,
不大。
perhaps.
再最后给一次
Give me
机
one
会
last chance. This is what Mr.
这
Shen
是
said
沈
himself
先
just
生
now.
感谢张知
I'm
县同学。
grateful, Judge Chang. One
一次
chance
机
is
会。
more than enough. There's
根
no
本
such
就没有这
evidence
样
like
的证
that at all.
那么
So, Mr. Shen, please point it out.
先生，咱们只有一次机会，这可怎么办？
Even it's you.
到了这个
At
时
times like this, there's no chance but to take a gamble. Shit, he's right though. Yo, I ain't gonna lie to you.
遗书，
是，什么地
Where?
当然是藏在你
Evidently,
身
it's
上。
hidden on your person.
你
You lie.
我和马捕头
Officer
曾
Ma
分
and I
别
both
搜索
searched
过屋子
inside
内外
and outside this house, but no
没
note
发现
was
可疑的
found.
那封伪造的遗
The
书
only possibility is that the forged
只可
suicide
能
note is
藏
on
在
your
你的
person.
身上。
张大人，
Judge Chang, does
这种
Shen
这是
Qingping
想
want to
在
search
没有
my body
明确证据的
without any
情况
clear
下
evidence?
我可是不
I'm a
会
scholar of
冒昧的秀才
Gui Mao here. I don't kneel before officials.
这个嘛，
A scholar who has passed the county level imperial examination is known as a cultivated talent. Compared to the general public, they had certain privileges. Cultivated talents were able to write a letter of request when they needed to report something to local authorities, whilst the general public could only write a petition. When facing a magistrate, cultivated talents folded their hands in front and bowed as a courtesy instead of kneeling. Local authorities were not allowed to punish them at will. The general public could not address cultivated talents by their names and had to greet them as my lord. The front door of a cultivated talent's house was 3 inches taller than others. This is really petty in comparison. Cultivated talents were exempt from partial taxes as well as statutory labor.
如果要我说的更清楚一些，那
If
就
it's
是这
necessary
里
to make myself more clear, this is the exact location. What?
那种东西，
How could that possibly be hidden on me?
看你的表情，
A manuscript missing should be the book that you have been holding this entire time.
伪造的遗书
For
一
its
定有藏
suicide
在里
note
面
must be hidden within it. No,
不是的，
that's not.
马捕头，
Officer Mao, take that book for examination.
罗世文，你给我站好了，
Stay
别动
where you are and don't you
把手
dare
中的
move.
书交给
Hand
本我。
over that book.
你
You what?
你别过来！
Don't come near me.
小子，继
You
续
punk,
实说。
stop eating the books.
住手啊！
大人，你看，这里面还真夹着一张纸。
我
I
曾
inked a
与
pact with
死
death,
亡
awaited
签
his arrival
契
patiently. Tonight, he
静
finally
候
knocked on
他
my
的
door.
到来。
Hold on.
小子，不许实说！
You punk, stop eating the books.
今夜，他烦请侄
I
儿
told him I less
试问
akin, Lushi went to
服了
handle
我
my
身后
affairs.
之
Please
事
keep matters
一
simple.
切。
沈先生
And
料
accurate
事
for
如神
telling, Mr.
还
Shen.
真
This
是
is
一
indeed
张
a
遗书
suicide note.
罗世
Well,
文，
she went, you ungrateful little bastard.
风
Master Lo treated you with love and care. How could you do something like this to him?
嫌弃
I'm gonna sharpen my sword with that head of yours. That's the last thing I do. That's nonsense. He's the one who let me down.
罗世文，
So Lushi went.
这么
Are you
说
admitting that
你
you
是
killed
承认
Lo
自己杀
Pei? Slander, lies. No, 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 it wasn't me.
罗世文，
She went.
无论
No
你和
matter
罗
the
佩之间有何
circumstances,
恩怨，
murder was not an option,
都不
nor
该
is
对杀
framing the
人之心
innocent.
沈先生，
Mr. Shen, could you recall the sequence of events in this entire case for me?
秉正大人，
Sure, the initial plan was
罗
to
世文
drug
最
Lo
开始的
Pei and
计
use
划
the ribbon in the
其实
wardrobe
是
to
迷
kill
晕
him.
罗佩，然后利用门栓轨迹
By using the door latch, he could create an illusion of Lo Pei hanging himself in a locked room.
不料，在他
However,
行凶的
during
过
his
程
act of murder, I arrived unexpectedly, insisting on meeting with Lo Pei.
因此他不得不改变
Therefore,
计
his
划
only option was to improvise his plan and frame Shen for the murder.
在我晕倒后，
But Lo Shihuan drugged me, killed Lo Pei, and framed me by placing the dagger in my hand.
然后按原计划弄
He
倒了
thereupon broke the door latch according to the original plan to create a locked room,
却不知天网恢恢，
not knowing that justice has long arms.
在现实中
How
杀
can
人
murder in reality be the same as the imagination of committing crimes in novels?
死者胸口
The
被刺
thief
后
bled
多次
profusely, and it also took longer than he expected to set up the scene.
他忙中出乱，
As he was in a hurry, there were many loopholes.
漏洞
Loopholes?
有什么漏
What
洞？
loopholes?
在弄断门栓时，
When he broke the door latch, he did not notice the wood chip that flew into his sleeves.
他没有时间。
He had no time to reorganize the wardrobe and simply stuffed the ribbon into the clothes pile.
不料
Without notice, the wood chip slipped out from his sleeves and was left in the locked wardrobe.
最致命的，
The most fatal one was that he actually forgot to take the suicide note with
只
him.
能在暗处。为此，
So he took away the manuscript from the table and hid the note in it.
我说的没
Am I
错，
mistaken, Lo Shiwen? You are the culprit who murdered Lo Pei.
不不不，
None of you truly understand. It's mine. It belongs to me.
这是属于我的
All
东
of
西。
this is
本
mine.
来就怎么会？
How could
怎么
this?
会？
How could I? No. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way. No way.
这
Damn.
这小子，
Look at this punk. He just fainted.
沈先生，
Mr. Shin, your
此
performance
案
has
峰
impressed
回
me
路
deeply.
转，不仅在短
Not only
时
were
间
you able
内
to clear your
厘
name,
清了自
you also
己的冤
uncovered the
屈
culprit.
还帮我们找。
了不起！
Extraordinary.
不过，
However, I still have a glimmer of doubt.
大人请讲。
Pray tell, Your Honor. The handwriting in the suicide note and Lopez's manuscript is strikingly similar. Lo Xinwen has not confessed and his motive is not clear. This case faces many variables. In order for this to become an ironclad case, more evidence needs to be found, am I correct? Yes, that's right. What do you reckon, Mr. Shen? Lo Xinwen wore Lopez's coat when he was impersonating him. That coat is missing. He probably took the coat when he first left the scene. He must have a compelling reason. Oh, what reason is that? I suspect it was stained with the victim's blood. The drugged rice cakes as well, Lo Xinwen must have taken them away. He didn't have much time to deal with these items, so they could still be hidden somewhere. Well, Officer Ma, what do you reckon? We found out that Lo Xinwen is hiding a blood-stained coat, and the case is closed. I'll send people out to search for it right away. What's left of this matter is all procedural. You have suffered injustice today, Mr. Shen. Let's leave this place together. Woo! Case 1 is completed. I'm so proud right now. You don't understand. The story was very interesting to say the least. Shen, you don't seem particularly happy even though the case is closed. Is it because you still haven't figured out the motive? Don't worry about it. We'll just go out and ask Lo Xinwen after he wakes up. Do you still remember the reason why I came to visit Lopez? For the investigation of the unsolved case of Shen's brother in London 3 years ago, I mean. You said that Lopez's novel was related to the unsolved case on your brother. Due to the particularity of the location of the crime, Scotland Yard ordered secrecy. Including me, perhaps no more than 5 people have been exposed to the details of this case. Recently, I stumbled upon a new detective fiction published in the Shanghai News. Is it the Confined Room mystery written by Lopez? That is correct. A novelist living in rural Hunan could not possibly have connections to the London case. What was eerie about this matter was... Shen, could it be that the details of the crimes written in Lopez's novels are exactly the same as that case? Now that Lopez is dead, we lost another lead. Our only hope is Lo Xinwen. Perhaps he will know of something, but he's still unconscious. If that's the case, why don't we go grab some breakfast, Shen? Let me tell you something, Shen. I walked past this food stall earlier. The fermented bean curd they were selling smelled really yummy. Case number 1 closed. Ooh. And then Here, hold on. Is there a save? There is a save. What does it say for the save, though? Lady in the wardrobe? That sounds like a case, too. So yeah, I think we're actually going to end it here for today. We finished the first case, which is already great in and of itself. But, yeah. This is definitely a game I can see myself playing more of in the near future. Now, as for tomorrow, I'm thinking Pokemon Gold, since it was kind of either this or Pokemon Gold. I'm thinking Pokemon Gold. Then on Thursday, we do Miles Edgeworth. We finally finished that. Get that out the way. And then on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, which is like really late, or maybe even just a little bit earlier, we'll stream for a bit, and then at 8 p.m. we'll get the download for Project Eden's Garden, and we'll do that. And then we'll have everything we need. Or actually, no. Maybe. See, I was hoping it wouldn't be 8 p.m. for that, but I guess we're gonna have to wait on that. We'll see. It really all depends on what goes on during that time, but I'm really hopeful. But with that being said, Thank you everyone for joining me today on this amazing stream of this amazing game. I've been your host for this evening, Azrael Kuronishi, the greatest ringmaster ever graced the square screen, your king of clowns, your jester of justice, Mr. as real as it gets, and until we meet again, take care everyone, make sure to stay for the raid, and I'll see you all again next time. So until we meet again, take care, and goodbye for now.